What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to go back to a little bit of a daddy review, and that I'm going to give you a quick review of the Graco. This is the 7-in-1 high chair. They do have a newer model of this. I will link both of them below if this is something you're looking to get. But this is the 7-in-1. It costs about $159. That's what it's listed at right now. The new one they have out right now is $139. They're very similar, so I would pick whichever one's on sale if this is something you're into or something you may need, or you find this review useful and it's something that maybe something you want to get. So we've had this for 8 months. We bought it. We have an 8-month-old, almost 9, about 8.5 months, and we've been using it every day for the past 3 to 4 months. So I wanted to get an idea of who it may be for, who it may not be for. I personally think it's a good, safe bet to go with something like this, mainly because it goes through 7 growing phases, so you can use it all the way up until they're basically able to sit in a chair by themselves. So when it comes to construction, you do have a little bit of metal with the legs, and it does have some heft to it, so it's not something that I would necessarily travel around with a lot, because it is fairly heavy. But it all comes apart pretty easily. It has 2 washable liners. This is the one we don't use anymore because they do grow out of the first one. So we do have this one taken out currently just because he's a little too big for it. And then you do have another liner in here, which is a hot mess, but you can take all this stuff out. You can actually take all this stuff out. So all these have little fasteners on here, and you can take this out and wash it. And these straps also can be removed and be, I believe they are washable. We have washed them before and we haven't had any problems with it. The only negative with the straps is that these ones can just pop right out. So if we look at the back here, you can see that they will just kind of pop right out. They're not the most secure thing in the world. We haven't had any issues with it feeling unsafe or like the baby may fall out, but it is something to keep in mind. Sometimes when you go to put them in here and strap this in, you'll just pull on it a little too hard and it will just pop right out. But everything's easy to kind of take apart. It's not the easiest thing to go from one stage to the other. That's one thing that you need to keep the manual around. So it's not the easiest thing to go from whatever step you're in, whatever stage your child is in. It does fold. There's these little buttons here on the side, so it will fold in and get a little bit smaller if you want to travel with it, but it is fairly heavy, so it's not something that I would personally recommend. And it does have different stages here, so you can recline it back or make it wider or narrower depending on what your needs are. So that's it for that. When it comes to, again, the linings feel nice. They're kind of a nylon polyester, similar to like a North Face jacket or something along that line. So I don't have any issues with it holding up. It will stain easily if you get this white color. We have some peas and some prunes and all kinds of stuff on here, so it does tend to stain. Same thing with these straps. You're going to get these. They're going to be a hot mess. But it seems to be fairly comfortable. Our 8-month-old really tends to like it. He likes dinner time. He doesn't seem uncomfortable in it. And he has played in it sometimes. Let's say we're in the kitchen, we need 10 minutes to do some dishes or something like that. It's a pretty safe place to actually put them at, where they're at, the height that you would be at. So it kind of gives them a different view. So it kind of gives them a little bit of a way to, you just safely get something done, And then you also have the actual table, which is nice. And it just clips in, so you have different stages where you could just basically just fasten it in there. The only thing that I would mention is that you can get your little one's fingers caught in here if they don't, if they have them down. So be careful with that, because we did do that once and it was a nightmare, mainly because they screamed and then they didn't eat their dinner. It does have a removable tray. We usually clean these every single day. They get disgusting, as you can imagine, with a little one. We haven't cleaned this one today because you can see there's kind of food stains and all that on there. But it feels really well built. All plastic. Besides, the legs on here are metal. And you can adjust this up and down. So the height does go up and down. You have little, I don't know if you can see these, but little arrows here on the side where you can make it go up and down. But everything seems pretty well built. You do have feet here on the bottom. So you have little feet here on the bottom, so you can wheel it around fairly easily. I mainly do that when I'm cleaning around it because it'll be a mess underneath it. So it's pretty easy to move around. So that's it. I would highly recommend this for anyone. We actually got it on the Graco website for, I think it was around $99. You can't find it on sale from time to time. But I will put the Amazon links below for this one and the newer one. The newer one's on sale right now, so you can get it for, I think it's $129 or $139. So highly recommend this. It's a safe spot to put them, especially when you have a table in there, because they can't really go anywhere. The only negative is that these straps can come out fairly easily, but we haven't had any issues. We feel like it's a safe spot for them to be. So that's it. If you have any questions, comments, feel free to leave them below and I will get back to you. Hope you guys have a good rest of the day, weekend, be safe out there, and I'll see you guys next time.